The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
Another pizza place has opened on campus. On this edition of Fast Track, we take you to the grand opening of Lots of Pizza.
And later we meet members of the ROTC program and how it changed their college experience. Fast Track starts now. Welcome to this week's edition of Fast Track. We are coming to you from the John Purdue statue. I'm Tommy Barrett.
And I'm Sarah Cohen. With pizza places like Hotbox and Mad Mush, you might think that Purdue is pizzaed out.
However, Chauncey Square's latest edition has something to say about that. Fast Track's Daniel Gray takes a look at what will make Lots of Pizza different from all the others.
As students make their daily trek to class on State Street, some pass by the latest addition to Chauncey Square. It is here where you can find manager Rob Davis preparing for the grand opening of Lots of Pizza.
Lots of Stonefire Pizza. We actually started out in Morgantown, West Virginia, and it is a build-your-own pizza bar.
This particular pizza place, however, has a fast-paced philosophy.
We always have a philosophy, it's dough to done in 5 minutes. We're not fast casual, we're not fast food, we're just fast, you know. Speed is what we're driving at.
Not only is Davis aimed at being fast, he says Lotsa is also dedicated to making sure customers have plenty of selection.
We have a 11-inch pizza, 5 toppings for $7.99.
Red sauce, spicy sauce, we got buffalo, Alfredo, barbecue. We've got over 50 different toppings, pepperoni, sausage, green peppers, mushrooms, banana peppers, like you name it, we got it.
Lots of Pizza will be open 11 to 11 starting November 1st and will have extended weekend hours.
We got beer, we got wine, so that's why we're trying to do like a pregame spot with it. If you want a pizza fast and you want it to be customizable, $7.99, 11-inch, 5 topping. Can't get that anywhere else.
At the end of the day, it's high quality food with a great staff. You can't go wrong with that.
Daniel Gray, Fast Track News.
Let's check out the weekend weather conditions from our Fast Track meteorologist, Sheena Steffen.
Thanks, Tommy. Well, as you can tell, this past week has not been a typical week for the end of October carrying into November. As those leaves are changing and they're falling, those temperatures for us are not quite falling. They're staying up there pretty high. As we go ahead and look, we're seeing a temperature around 57 and a dew point around 40. Relative humidity around 53%, so pretty comfortable out there, and winds coming from the north from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Today's high we're seeing around 58 and a low tonight around 40. As we go ahead and look at that surface map, we can see why we're feeling those temperatures right now. Earlier this week, this cold front that's out to our east was in our area, and that's what was bringing the clouds and the rain throughout most of the week and those odd temperatures for our season. As that cold front moved out to the east, this high pressure system took its place, and that's what's going to bring us a great weekend so far. As we take a closer look, we can see the high pressure system's actually sitting right above us. So because of that, it'll bring us those clear skies. As you can tell, no clouds around us right now, and that'll be the way for most of the weekend and carry on to the next week. As we look at the 3-day forecast, we can see Saturday we'll see a high around 65 and a low around 42. And then Sunday, again, a high around 65 but a low around 43 then. And carrying on into the next week, Monday we'll see a high around 66 and a low around 47. So again, those temperatures will be coming down and cooling off a little bit, making it a little bit more like fall. And those lows will stay pretty high for the night. But that's all I have for you for your current forecast. Join me later when I talk about your extended forecast.
Thanks, Sheena. Currently showing now through December 10th, Purdue Art Galleries is hosting an exhibition at the Ringel Gallery called Escape Velocity. The art made by Robert Pruitt details the complexity of African American culture.
The drawings combine imagery of disparate Black influences and aesthetics, which layers science fiction, comic books, and Black political and social struggles. With more on the gallery, here's Fast Track Matthew Seedorf.
The Robert L. Ringel Gallery, located in Stewart Center, opened a new exhibit on October 24th from Robert Pruitt that features drawings of African American identity and culture, an exhibit called Escape Velocity.
Director of Purdue Galleries Craig Martin on the inception of the project. And so it has a lot of references to the diaspora, to the history of black culture, but it also has references to contemporary notions and social movements such as hip hop and science fiction and comic books and a lot of other things that are all tied in to creating the story. And these people, as we understand, are his friends and family, and then he's basically doing portraits of them, but incorporates these elements of black culture.
Each painting in the exhibit features a futuristic look into African American culture. They also have their own unique way of viewing African American history throughout the years.
That's sort of the basis of them, and yet they're sort of diverting, they're sort of moving, maybe beyond that. And I think maybe the message is partly, can we move beyond that? Will we always carry that with us? That culture and that background, will that always follow us? And even if we move into the future, as we move into a space age, if you will.
A reception will be planned at the Ringo Gallery on the Escape Velocity exhibit on November 10th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. with comments from Robert Pruitt himself. For more information about the art gallery, you can visit them on their website at purdue.edu/galleries. Matthew Seedorf, Fast Track News.
Purdue isn't just known for our athletics and academics. We also have one of the largest and most prestigious ROTC programs in the nation.
These students are preparing for active duty after graduation to protect and serve our country. Our own Sarah Cohen has the story.
The Purdue University Armory, rebuilt in 1928, is home of the Boilermaker Service men and women, part of the ROTC program. The ROTC program is unlike any other in the nation and holds a special place in the Boilermaker history.
From what I've heard from and spoke to my peers about, the relationship between Purdue and ROTC is very well compared to some of the other units. It's a very strong relationship that Purdue has with the ROTC as a whole here. A lot of our students, there's 140 of them in there, and kind of ingrained in the whole community.
I'm actually fourth generation Army, so it's always kind of been in the back of my head. And I was born on a military base, and I've just kind of grown up around it. My dad's a graduate of West Point, so I always grew up with duty, honor, country, little posters and everything, kind of just hanging up around the house.
Members of ROTC have intense schedules preparing themselves for active duty after graduation, while also balancing being an undergraduate student at Purdue.
Student is a student. 75% of their life is like any other student. But we do PT twice a week at 5:45 in the mornings, and we also do drill at 5:45. So 3 days out of the week they're PTing or showing up to the armory at 5:45, as opposed to other students sleeping in. Outside of that, they do have additional educational course requirements, so their course load is a little bit more difficult than the traditional student.
It's definitely affected me in terms of my leadership, and I think that I've learned how to be a leader in all areas of my life, whether it's in the classroom or in the sorority and of course in ROTC. So
students here will be completely active. There's no going into the reserve from ROTC. Every single one of them are going to commission into an unrestricted line officer position.
I guess one of the reasons why I also started and joined Army ROTC was because I've always admired people that were in the military, ever since I was really young, and I've always known that they were a part of something so much bigger than them. So I'm just excited to finally be that person that I've always looked up to.
Sarah Cohen, Fast Track News.
When we come back, we take you to the Co-Rec to meet Purdue's club basketball team.
And later, our own Griffin Schiller brings you a review of a recent movie. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Legends of the Co-Rec is what they go by. The best players you want on your pickup team.
The Purdue men's club basketball team is one of the best teams in the Midwest, and their season is in full swing, highlighted with tournaments every weekend. Purdue fans are excited about the new season for the Purdue basketball team, but how about the other team? Our own Tommy Barrett has the story.
The best basketball players that pay to go to school. That's one way to describe Purdue's club basketball team. There is a coach. They run plays, and it's as close as you can get to playing Division I basketball.
It's like being a student athlete. If your dream has been to play college basketball, this is the closest thing you'll do it if you're not actually playing college basketball. You still have the challenge of focusing on school while being an athlete, and you still have to make time commitment to work on your game, hit the weight room, do a lot of things. So I would really recommend it to people because it helps you in the long run also.
The players on the team have enough talent to play for a college basketball team, but the academics have to come first.
I had the D2, low major D1. Basketball was it in high school, and that's where I wanted to go, but I also want to get that academics. I want to be an engineer. Purdue's got that for me, so coming here, like I said, first 2 years I was here, didn't know club was a thing, so I was just playing pickup. I was happy with it, getting my degree, doing my studies, and then it's like, oh, you can be more of a student athlete if you pick up this club thing, and then you're going and you're playing for that D2 basketball level. But like you said, a bunch of these guys had them offers, had basketball coming after high school, but decided to go academics. So now that this kind of gives us an opportunity to go after both still.
Tommy Barrett, Fast Track Sports.
Let's check back in with Sheena for a more extended weather forecast for the West Lafayette area.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, as I mentioned earlier, this week has not been typical temperatures for our area and for this time of season. As we look at our temperature cast, we can see that the temperatures will start changing for this weekend and carrying on into next week. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-50s in our area from now until later on tonight, and then carrying on into early morning Saturday. The colder temperatures from the north will start dipping down into our area and bringing us those colder temperatures. So we're seeing around 40 degrees starting off early Saturday morning, and then carrying on into around 8 a.m. Those temperatures will stick around for a while, and we will have those cooler temperatures starting off the day for this weekend and into next week. If you're like me and you love going out on your bike, this is a great weekend for that with those clear skies. Starting off early morning Saturday, we will see cooler temperatures, so dress appropriately when you go out, but mostly clear skies, a high around 65. And again, a great time to get out on your bike, enjoy these nice temperatures and this weather before the snow hits us. As we go ahead and look at the hourly planner, we can see that Saturday we're starting off around 41 degrees and clear skies, and then carrying on throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures do start warming up around 48 at 10 a.m., noon around 56, around 2 p.m. 61, and then hitting our high at 65 by 4 p.m. That's all I have right now for your extended forecast. Join me later when I talk about your 7-day.
Thanks, Sheena. With Election Day being just days away, one Purdue University department is preparing for the big day.
The Department of Political Science has been gearing up for the big day in and out of the classroom. Fast Track reporter Molly Shaughnessy gives you an inside look into this unique department.
The Purdue University Department of Political Science consists of 24 faculty, 45 graduate students, and 200 undergraduate majors. Not only is the Political Science Department known for its award-winning faculty, but also for unique forms of research.
We're also known for our research in the area of environmental politics and in an area that we call politics, groups, and identities. We're interested in issues of race and class and gender. And of course, for this election night, this is a great topics to be studying.
Students have been preparing for election night months in advance, not only in the classroom, but also out in the field.
In the winter, during the primary season, a group of students from the Brian Lamb School of Communication and from Political Science went to Iowa on a research trip during the caucuses. And so they were on the ground collecting data, meeting candidates, talking to voters.
Political science students will be at the Purdue Election Night viewing party on Tuesday.
They're going to be watching the returns, and we'll have panels of students commenting, and we're also going to have a group of political science students who are polling through the hot seat program to get audience participation as well.
The Election Night viewing party will be hosted on November 8th from 6 to 10 p.m. in the Honors College, featuring Fast Track students and members of the community. Molly Shaughnessy, Fast Track News.
What a week for movies. This Friday marks the release of the highly anticipated entry into the Marvel Universe, Doctor Strange, along with the family animated Trolls and Mel Gibson's return to the director's chair with the World War II drama Hacksaw Ridge.
Here to bring you his thoughts and opinions on Doctor Strange is Griffin Schiller with Film Friday.
Hey everyone, Griffin Schiller bringing you all another Film Friday. So this week marks the release of Marvel's latest outing in its ever-expanding cinematic universe with Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is directed by Scott Derrickson, who, for those of you who don't know, did a few horror films, most notably Sinister, which was actually quite a terrifying movie. Probably should have watched it last week during Halloween. And it's starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Tilda Swinton, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, my goodness. This is like a cast that you would see attached to an Oscar-nominated film. This is an impressive cast. So before I dive into my thoughts and opinions on this movie, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis and tell you all what this film is about. Doctor Strange is about Dr. Stephen Strange, who's basically the world's best neurosurgeon, and he knows it. He's an incredibly arrogant individual, and basically what happens is he gets into a car accident, destroys his hands, can't perform surgery anymore, and thus loses his purpose in life. So he goes searching across the world for a cure, and he stumbles across Tilda Swinton's character, the Ancient One, and she basically teaches him the mystical arts, and he becomes Sorcerer Supreme, and yeah, he becomes Doctor Strange that we all know, and that's basically the movie. So ultimately, you all want to know, is this movie worth going to go see? Should I spend money on it? Well, let's face it, you are more than likely going to go see this movie, so my opinion really doesn't matter. I'm going to walk out of the room right now. That's a joke, of course. Yes, this is a great movie. You should definitely go see it. And I'm going to start off with some pros, some cons, and then hit you with a rating out of 5 stars. So to start this whole thing off, I think that the cast is incredibly solid. Benedict Cumberbatch truly becomes Doctor Strange. I loved his portrayal of the character. I mean, we should expect nothing less coming from Benedict Cumberbatch. You can basically play just about anything on the planet, even a dragon. The next character that I really enjoyed was Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. Now, he plays Baron Mordo. They did some nice setup for him in this movie, and Chiwetel Ejiofor, oh my god. The guy can act. The dude's a phenomenal actor, and he did a fantastic job throughout the film. Next character, Rachel McAdams, kind of playing Doctor Strange love interest, kind of not. She wasn't in the movie a whole lot, but I thoroughly enjoyed the scenes that she was in, and I think she's gonna serve Doctor Strange well later down the road. And already in this movie, she was a nice counterpart to Benedict Cumberbatch and Stephen Strange and all that. So, Tilda Swinton, playing the Ancient One. She was such an awesome character, everything you would want in such an all-powerful being. I mean, you know, she's loving, she's caring, she kind of takes Doctor Strange in, but then, you know, she's like, you got to learn this stuff on your own. You know, I'm going to put you through some intense circumstances so that you can learn the mystical arts. Now, Mads Mikkelsen playing the bad guy, you know, is this going to be it? Is this going to be where Marvel hits another home run, another Loki with their villains? And unfortunately not. But Mads Mikkelsen did a good job. He wasn't in the movie a whole lot. I would have liked a little bit more development from his character. So the next huge positive with this film is the visuals. Oh my god. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you will know that this movie is basically like Inception on steroids. It's crazy. There's like buildings folding in. There's people throwing spells at each other using like whips made out of energy. I don't know. It was so cool. If you're gonna go see this movie, I highly recommend seeing it in IMAX 3D. If you don't like 3D, then maybe go see 2D. So my next positive is the fact that I really just enjoyed the lore and the characters of this section of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was very unique. I enjoyed the magical elements. The movie, while it felt like a Marvel movie at points, it did feel significantly different than anything we have seen from the Marvel Cinematic Universe before, and they definitely took some huge risks in this film, which I very much appreciated. Don't have too many, but I have some gripes with this film. So, as you know, Marvel likes to throw this humor in their films, which that's fine. And for the most part, in this movie, the humor works, but there were a few parts in particular where it really, really just bugged me. It felt incredibly forced, the jokes fell flat, and I was like, you ruined the tension or the intensity of this moment for the sake of a joke. Come on. Now, the next issue that I have is really my main issue with the film. It's too short. And the pacing is really, really fast, I have to say. So the movie's clocking in at a little under 2 hours, and it really should be over 2 hours, maybe pushing like 2:15. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more development of him and the beginning and then him training. I think it would have helped the payoff towards the end. So other than that, I really got no problems with the movie. It was a great time, definitely worth going to go see this weekend. I'm going to be giving Doctor Strange a solid 4 out of 5 stars, folks. So go see it. It's worth your money. Thanks for watching this week's installment of Film Friday, and until next week, Griffin Schiller, Fast Track News.
Before we go, let's check in one more time with Sheena for a 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Tommy. Well, before I talk about your 7-day forecast, let's go ahead and look at our current temperatures that we have right now. Up north, we're seeing a high around 56 in Fort Wayne, 55 in Warsaw. Over to our west, Rensselaer, around 56, and in our area, we're seeing a high around 58. Carry on to tonight, we will start seeing the lows for our area will be in the 40s to upper 30s, as up north, both Fort Wayne and Warsaw will see low around 40 degrees. So in Indianapolis, around 39 in Kokomo and 40 in our area. As this weekend progresses, temperatures will start dipping down into the cooler temperatures that are more fall and enjoyable. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we see Saturday starting off clear with a high around 65 and a low around 42, carrying on to Sunday and into the next week on Monday. Tuesday, though, we are starting to see a chance of rain around 20%, a high around 64 and a low around 48. But then after that, it looks to be clear for the rest of your week. Temperatures in the mid 60s to upper 60s for the rest of your week. That's all I have for your 7-day forecast. Thanks for joining me. I'm meteorologist Sheena Steffen.
That's it for this week's edition of Fast Track. I'm Tommy Barrett.
And I'm Sarah Cohen. For these stories and more, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube page. We hope to see you this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. in the Honors College for our live election night broadcast. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.